which I'll let her introduce, but also she's going to be recording this. So if you guys did want to play this back, watch this over and over again, or just to be able to refresh some of these ideas, we will be able to send you this recording as well. And for those of you guys who just came on, there's a rubric that we sent last week. We love that you'd be able to take a look at that. It kind of also helps to guide a Q&A session at the very end. And so our presentation today, you guys will be able to end our presentation, and we want you to be able to ask all sorts of questions. Anything that this presentation or solution or slide or video makes you think of, we want our students to be able to answer those questions for you. All right, Jill, take it away.
Yes, so I'm Jill Conrad, and also a teacher at Hudsonville High School. And I'm so excited to have the students roll out all their hard work for you. And as Lindsay said, I'm recording this, and I've started that recording so that you get to see their slideshow. And we'll also be able to share the actual slideshow and, maybe some other materials as well down the way. So without further ado, I'm going to click play on this slideshow and get kind of our faces moved a little bit out of the way so that you can really be dazzled by their work. So take it away, students.
So this is our solution. We're gonna take it to the next slide to show you who we are. My name is Grant Ginzer. I'm a junior at Jenison. I'm gonna pass it over to Minjay.
Hey, my name is Minjay. I'm also a junior at Jenison High School. And on my left is Luke, who will unfortunately not be joining us for our final presentation today. And he is a sophomore at Hudsonville High School.
My name is Britton. I'm a junior at Jenison High School. I'm the one being held by Luke in the laptop. I was quarantined that day, so kind of for a funny picture, but I'll pass it on to Badisha.
Hi, I'm Badisha. I'm a sophomore from Hudsonville High School, and I'm going to pass it on to Parker.
And finally, I'm Parker Tockstein. I'm a junior from Hudsonville High School, and that is our team. So after we initially met with the Spark Success team, we decided to refine the driving question to really find the best way to help you achieve your goals. So the final question that we came up with was, how can Spark Success reach West Michigan families and ignite K-12 students' interest in using career path resources? We started out our launch with Future Prepped by finding out what type of team members we are and how we could best work as a team to avoid or work through our fears, reach our hopes by following the group norms. And then we learned more about each other by using the educational roadmap activity, and we presented some of our ideas for how we could be the change for Spark Success. We got to tackling the driving question by using the lifeboat activity, which ultimately led us to our final solutions. So we were able to narrow it down to two parts with engagement and interaction. Engagement being catching the interest of users and interaction being keeping the interest of users. So for the first portion, we broke it down even further with social media and incentives. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Braden with social media.
So when looking at Spark Success's social media, we kind of broke it down into 4 parts that we felt could be improved upon and analyzed. So that would be 1, demographics, expansion, localizing, and content. So when looking at demographics, we looked at Spark Success's social media platforms, and they used Instagram and Facebook. And we noticed that on Instagram, there was a lot younger users, and then on Facebook, it was a lot more older users who used Facebook. And so we kind of realized that it would be better if we marketed towards parents on Facebook and towards students on Instagram, since that is like more of the demographics there. So here are 2 example posts for Spark Success that they could have. The one on the left is an Instagram post that would be for the students. It says, if you work 40 hours a week at a job you don't like until you're 65, that is over 90,000 hours of your life wasted. Find your passion. And then it has the link directly to Spark Success. And that kind of puts students' futures on their mind and makes them think about what's ahead of them. So that's a really good post that would draw attention to students. And on the right is a Facebook post. It says nearly 47% of millennials regret the career choice that they made when they were younger. This is because adolescence is a very difficult and confusing time where the future is very unclear and too stressful to think about. Chat with your child about their future. They'll thank you later. And then it has a picture, kind of cool picture that would draw attention to parents. I think this would be really good for Spark Success to advertise towards parents on Facebook. And then the second part of social media is expansion. TikTok is the fastest growing social media today, and it also has the highest engagement time out of any social media. So we think it'd be a really good place to have Spark Success create a user base and create followers in like a post, like weekly posts or something like that, that would draw attention to Spark Success. The third part to social media would be localizing. We think it'd be a good idea for Spark Success to tie to school district social medias, especially since they have so many followers. It'd be a great and easy way to access students that would be likely to join Spark Success's campaign and get interested in their website. So an example for what we think should be added to Spark Success's Instagram posts and Facebook posts and other posts like that would be more life in color. Currently, it's kind of all the same color, and I think it'd be a lot more attention grabbing if it was kind of more colorful. And we think it'd be better if there was some surprising statistics or facts added that would kind of also pull in some more attention. And then maybe some videos of what Spark Success really provides would be useful. And then here's just an example on the right.
Finding a career path is one of the hardest decisions people can make in their lives. So if I had to recommend any website to anybody, it would definitely be sparksuccessnow.org. This is a very great website. It has podcasts, videos, career interest, personality assessments. It's really amazing at helping you find your passion. I highly recommend you check it out.
And then here are some more examples that could be added to Facebook or like social media posts. An estimated 31 million skilled trade workers retired in 2020. Employers are begging for workers. Learn more through the link in our bio. And that would obviously link to Spark Success. I think that really draws attention to people who are thinking about their future. It definitely draws attention to skilled trade and stuff like that. And then another example would be 56% of college students drop out within 6 years. Still think it's the right choice. Check out our website to learn more about your future. That also really is just a surprising statistic that kind of draws attention and would bring a lot of users to Spark Success.
So for our next part on adding more content to Spark Success, we have thought of adding incentives to Spark Success's website. And before I elaborate off of our ideas on incentives, I would like to give a definition of incentives. So by definition, an incentive is a thing that motivates or encourages one to do something. And looking at this definition, we have found that this definition connects really well to Spark Success's driving question, which was to ignite K-12 students' interest in finding their passions through career path resources. So our first incentive idea was adding tutorial or guide videos in Spark Success's website. So when we first encountered the website, we all noticed how great the website was, having a lot of information, videos, but we have found out that it was hard to navigate for some of us. So to fix this, we have thought about adding tutorial videos or guide videos highlighting the basic links at the heart of the website for increased user satisfaction and traffic. Our second idea, this also links to tutorials, was adding a one-on-one talk session or a talk chat support with a bot or a faculty member for some students or users of the website that may want to talk one-on-one to someone, or that might have questions that could not be answered via tutorials. Next, we have thought of adding loyalty programs as an incentivizing way to increase traffic on Spark Success's website. So by loyalty programs, many of us have encountered Amazon Prime, Walmart Rewards, etc. for loyalty programs. And we thought that adding loyalty programs such as increasing time, rewarding users prizes could also help increase traffic in Spark Success's website. Our next idea was implementing prize draws to increase traffic in Spark Success's website. The main driving force of this idea was implementing game-like quests such as complete a career survey or watch a real story video on Spark Success's website to gather points like a game and win prizes based off on the points won. And last but not least, since Spark Success's main users are students, we have noticed that students are really interested in scholarships, and we thought that scholarships could have a really lasting impact on the traffic count of Spark Success's website and advertising Spark Success's website. So back to why we thought about incentives. I would like to say that incentives can motivate and ignite students' interest in using Spark Success's website, which also refers back to our driving question. And last but not least, here are the summaries of our incentives idea. Tutorial guide videos, chat support, loyalty programs, prize draws, and last but not least, scholarships. Next, I'll be handing it off to Parker again.
So for the second portion of our solution with increasing interaction, we also broke that down into 3 easier sections with website design, connecting with schools, and parent involvement. So I'm going to give Grant the floor with website design.
Modifying the website design is one of the ways that our group thought to keep the interest of its users. Improving usability through adding things like a search bar and regrouping the website would encourage interaction and possibly guide users to absorb more content. So for adding a search bar, I have an idea of what it would look like on the site. It took me a very long time to find an estimate for this. I tried to contact Marmon Designs. Unfortunately, they did not respond to any of my attempts that I made all throughout last week. After contacting 9 other website designers, I got a very rough estimate of $500 to $1,000. Based on the conversation that I had, I would assume it's $500 or less to add it to Spark Success. The time to complete this project would be around 2 weeks. To To reorganize the website, I thought of a drop-down menu grouped by ages and then a parent section. This would group specific resources into this convenient menu. The cost for this would be around $600 and take 2 to 4 weeks to complete. I'm going to be passing it off to Luke.
Another way we thought we could make the Spark Success website more interactive is to connect back to schools. This would have 4 main sections: ISDs, counselors, students, and school social media. Spark Success is run by the Muskegon, Ottawa, Kent, and Allegan ISDs, so we thought going back to the ISDs and using the ISD website to post links for Spark Success and your social media on the ISD website would help gain more viewers. So whoever visited the ISD website would see Spark Success links and advertisements and hopefully draw them in. We also thought that because counselors are your link into school and have been used for the soft launch, that would still be part of the solution. They're in a unique position to help students one-on-one find career paths, and Spark Success would be a great way for them to do that in the future and use the career path resources that you have on your website to help kids in their daily job. And then they could also post QR codes and other things around the schools and advertise it through their counseling website and whatever other ways they may have. Another idea that we had is to market through students. Students are a large part of the families that are pointed out in our driving question. They make up a big section of the target demographic because they're students and they're the ones who are trying to find the career paths and hopefully using your website to do so. Me and my group posted a few QR codes around school in hopes that people would see them and take initiative and visit the website through the QR codes. And we thought that Spark Success could do that and also use assemblies and course registration days to their advantage. These are days where people are really using career path resources more than normal because they're trying to find, especially during course registration, a way forwards and try to pick out what classes they might want to take based on what career they score high in. And being a large part of the demographic that you guys are going after, using these opportunities, we believe is a good idea. Also, using school social media. Using school and social media websites, as well as their social media, to advertise Spark Success and your mission would reach their followers. And I think Hudsonville, as I believe it was Grant pointed out, and Minjay pointed out, has quite a few thousand followers. And so anything you posted through them would reach those followers as well as the people you already have following you on your social media sites. You could post direct links, QR codes, whatever, new material on these posts to hopefully draw people back to interact with Spark Success. Now I'm going to hand it over to Medisha to hear what she has to say.
Thanks, Luke. As we've been going through the journey of finding a solution for Spark Success, of how Spark Success could engage West Michigan families into their website, we see how important parent involvement is for kids in making decisions for their career paths. And unfortunately, we see a lack of parent involvement and when there could be so many benefits to it. So the reason there's a lack of parent involvement is because parents don't have time from work. They always have work, and they don't have resources, and they have little knowledge of how to help their kids in finding the right career paths. And as you can see from the graph, it shows factors of second grade parents, like reasons why they're not involved with their kids. And the biggest reason is that there's 59% of second grade parents not being involved with kids is because they can't get time off of work. And the second biggest reason is inconvenient meeting times. The benefits of having parent involvement is children with involved parents can have a more positive attitude towards schools and teachers, and they could have a confidence in finding career paths or multiple career paths. And we need to create a solution of how can Spark Success promote parent involvement into their website, so they could allow parents to get access to students' results from personality test or career test, so it could increase engagement and spark a conversation between the parents and the kids. And Spark Success can also create a parent guidebook of how to start a conversation with their kids so the kids can find a right career path. Thanks for your time in hearing our solution. Do you have any questions?
Great job, team. You guys did a great job. And thank you everybody for listening. Before we kind of give it over to you guys, I want to give you some great news already that Luke, the guy who filmed himself on his own time, Parker embedded his video, which was amazing. He is in Arizona right now. And even with the time change, he felt horrible that he had to miss today. Last week, Luke sent out multiple emails to our counselors asking what our counselors currently do. And in Jenison and Hudsonville, there's a program called Naviance that our schools have been kind of working with. But Luke was not here. He left for Arizona last week, Wednesday or Thursday morning, really early.